We are tracking developments in two war zones tonight. Weekend attacks in Gaza and Ukraine left more than 100 people dead. Tonight, no end in sight for the conflict in Gaza, on the brink of famine. But after President Trump talked with Russian President Vladimir Putin today by phone, there may be renewed hope for a ceasefire deal in Ukraine.
I said, when are we going to end this bloodshed, this bloodbath? It's a bloodbath. And I do believe he wants to end it.
Joining us live tonight to discuss, NBC military analyst, retired four-star Army General Barry McCaffrey. General, always good to see you. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Good to be with you, Joyce.
Okay, talk today between Trump and Putin, 2 hours on the phone. It ended with no ceasefire deal, but is it progress in your mind?
No, not at all. I think there's some strange relationship between Mr. Trump and Putin. Putin is an aggressor under international law. Trump has in public said about achieving a ceasefire, that there will be no NATO membership, no security guarantees, in other words, for Ukraine, that they will have to give up 20-some-odd% of the country that's already been seized. Russia is adding they want Ukraine to disarm prior to any permanent ceasefire. So it's a situation in which this sovereign nation under an external attack is now being supported by all the European Union who understand what's at stake. But the United States has backed off and is playing no positive role whatsoever.
So what signs are you looking for then that would show Russia's serious about wanting to move forward with a ceasefire?
I think the solution at the end of the day will be Putin's in trouble. He is economically isolated. The Europeans are now alarmed in an extreme sense about potential future aggression if Ukraine goes under. The Europeans understand that Putin is not just after Crimea and retaining the Donbas regions, but instead basically wants to seize all of Ukraine, rebuild the Soviet empire over time. Which means the next steps would be logically Poland, the Baltic states, Finland. So I think basically Putin is stuck on a savage case of naked aggression against Ukraine, which he'll only back off when he understands that it will not work. But right now, Trump gives him hope that there's some way to mug the Ukrainians. We watched that happen in the Oval Office, a disgraceful way of dealing with this brave President Zelensky, who came to the United States to seek support.
I want to turn now to the conflict in Gaza. As you know, the UK, France, Canada jointly issuing the statement threatening sanctions against Israel if it does not stop its military operations and lift restrictions on the humanitarian aid. Is this a significant step?
Well, there's no question this is an ongoing tragedy, all triggered by 30,000 Hamas fighters and a considerable number of Gazan Palestinians who invaded Israel, murdered, raped, tortured, abducted hundreds of Israeli citizens, and then pursued their own military aims by going underground in civilian circumstances, under UN facilities, under hospitals, under schools. So it destroyed a good bit of Gaza. It's an extremely terrible humanitarian disaster. But the outcome, the Israelis cannot possibly back off demanding return of their hostages. And they will never agree to deal with Hamas as the ongoing government of Gaza. Nor has the international community posed an alternative where we would come in with an international peacekeeping force. So the situation looks extremely grim. I think it's unlikely in the extreme that the Israelis will allow mass starvation to go on in Gaza. That's not going to happen. But this could be perpetual war until there's some political solution.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there. General Barry McCaffrey, we always appreciate your insight. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Good to be with you, Joyce.